Welcome to the fourth episode of the Full Court Touchdown. I'm Tobias Lewis with my boy once again, Ryan Taylor. What's up with you, G?
What's up, man?
How you living, bro?
I'm great, bro. How about you?
Chilling, man.
For
Chilling.
sure, for sure.
Another
What you having on
episode,
today, man?
man. School, bro. Schoolwork, man.
I said, who we having on today?
I thought you said what I've been had going on today. But another guest, another special guest.
Right.
Another coach, just newly appointed head coach, Laurel High School baseball. Deion Ulmer.
That was good, man. Y'all can hear me now?
Yeah, yeah. What's up, bro?
Everything good. How y'all doing?
Yeah,
Good, bro. How about you?
bro. Appreciate you for joining us, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. Appreciate you having me.
Sure.
Really?
Yeah, man. We just a podcast. We want to talk about sports and life. Different philosophies of the game and stuff.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So, how does it feel being a new head coach of Laura baseball?
Man, it's kind of a dream come true, to be honest with you, man. You know, growing up here and going to high school here and in the area at South Jones as well. Like, you know, I know how hard it was for us when I was at law trying to win games, and you know we always kind of up against the odds and stuff. But to be able to come back, you know, after having some success playing and stuff, you know, it's a blessing. You know, I'm able to really relate to all the kids. You know, I can relate to what they're going through, what they've been through, and even what they're headed towards. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to a great year this year. You know, COVID kind of shut us down last year, right before we got into district play. But we're looking for a great year. We got some new transfers in. We got some guys that's coming back out after some injuries last year. They're gonna be healthy this year. So, man, I'm excited. So I'm really excited about the upcoming season.
Sure. How did you get into baseball?
I was saying, just from day one, you know, my dad put a ball in my hand. Uh, Both of my older brothers played college baseball, and it was just something that it was in our family. You know, my dad was always a big football fan, but he pushed baseball on all three of us, all three of his sons. So we started out with baseball, and we stuck with it. Um, I figured out early on, like, you know, I had some talent in it, and when I was probably 4 or 5 years old, you know, I saw Derek Jeter and Omar Garcia Parr and them boys playing ball on TV, Ken Griffey Jr. too. And I was like, I was gonna be like them one day. So that's what I stuck with, and you know, I was grinding, and you know, the older I got, the better I got, and usually like on little league teams and stuff, like I was one of the best one on the team. So I was like, I'm gonna stick with it. So my dad was just like, you know, you can pay the education, get your education paid for playing baseball. So I was just like, you know, I'm gonna do whatever I can to help them. I know college is expensive, but I fell in love with it. And I stuck with it, and to this day, you know, I still got a lot of love for the game.
Right. Now, what do you think makes baseball so unique? Because basketball and football are always the most popular sports in the black community. What do you think makes baseball so unique?
Baseball is people say baseball boring. You know,
Right.
like people say they hate to watch baseball, and you know, like people say you couldn't pay them to watch baseball, but baseball is a game about passion. You know, like if you don't have that passion for the game, then you're gonna hate it. You know, but like if you had that passion for the game, there's nothing on this earth that can give you that natural high like baseball. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, hitting a home run is like is it. You know, like that's the most fulfilling thing in my life. Like I can remember almost every single home run I hit from the time I was in Little League till now. And I really can't say much about anything else that, you know, I've done in life. A lot of times, you know, I forget a whole bunch of stuff, but I don't forget that feeling that I get from baseball. So I mean, it's definitely something that I wish that our youth would do more, because naturally, you know, I feel like we are more athletic than most other people, and I really feel like if we did it like from a young age, the way that I did it, that we would dominate baseball the same way we dominate basketball and football. You
Mm-hmm.
know, people say that it's a game of, intelligence, and, it is. And our people are very intelligent, and there's really no excuse for our people not to be doing it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because we got every opportunity to be out there the same way everybody else do. So it's really just about exposing our youth to it. The more
Right.
that we do, as black adults, getting our youth around the game and involved in the game, it'll take off in our community when we want it to, honestly. But it
Right.
starts with us, though.
Now,
Uh,
oh, you goes by.
Go ahead, bro.
Uh, do you look to bring that when you coaching? How you said that if the youth did it the way you did it, do you look to try to bring your experience of, I did this the right path, I read it straight away, and if you follow this path, I know what it takes to get there.
Yeah, for sure. I can say the first big thing that I did when I first got the job, I went to the elementary schools and I talked to the kids. I went to the elementary schools. I let them see my face. I let them know who I was. I really didn't talk too much about my accomplishments. I want them to fall in love with the game on their own terms. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And I did that. I reached out to the youth. Before all this COVID stuff hit, I wanted to get a year under my belt. And then the second year, like when I got my name out and everything as a head coach, I was going to do a youth camp through our program, like leading up right to baseball season or as the youth season at the sports place. That way I could advertise it to them like, hey, we did this camp this Saturday. Next Saturday, they have tryouts for youth baseball season at the sports place, and try and get as many kids involved with baseball, while it's fresh on their mind. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and for as my program, the kids in my program, like they already kind of knew me
Right.
from being around here and seeing like what I did and what I accomplished. And our practices, I get out there with them and I challenge them. I'm all about iron sharpening iron, and I get out there in the mix with them. I mix it up with them, whether we're in the weight room. If we're in the weight room, I work out with them. If we're doing conditioning, like I'm right there with them to know, like, yeah, I know the game, but I can get right in here with you and mix it up with you and challenge you. You know what I'm saying? My skill set against your skill set and help your skill set get to where mine is, and I hope you go further than me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's kind of how I approach it.
I think that's important though that they can see you do that, because you're not just telling them just to tell them, but you also showing them the right way also. But so I want to ask you, how do you plan on like keeping them focused, knowing what a lot of them could go through like off the field, outside of school? How you plan on keeping them focused?
Man, the best way I can explain it is like you don't have that line drawn. Like a lot of coaches that me and you played for and our family
Mm-hmm.
played for, is like that's all they knew was their sport. They didn't really care much about us outside of their sport.
Yeah.
But like being young, I'm 26, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm 10 years older than most of these guys, so when we leave practice, I still go out and I'm involved in their neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? Like I see them out and about. They know at any point in time, like my Camaro can hit the block where they at, and I'm checking up on them. Like I'm not afraid to, hey man, like you down here, you don't need to be down here right now, or you doing this, you doing that, or I know the people who they're around that's older than them, and I know what they're about. You know what I'm saying? So I don't bite my tongue, and I done, had some run-ins with people like, man, like that's my little cousin, or that's this and that's that. I'm like, all right, well, if that's your family, then you need to be looking out for them in a positive way, not having them around the things that you doing, because you know how that ended up for you. And we got to be different for our youth. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't keep condoning the same things that we did when we was younger and all of that. Like, we got to break that cycle eventually. And that's what
Right.
I'm trying to do.
Right. Right. I
What
do. Do you think it's important to be like a father figure to these kids?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, a lot of the kids, and this ain't a slight to anybody, but a lot of the kids don't have fathers in their lives,
Yeah, it's just a
and
fact.
they need that guidance, and they're not afraid to admit that either. That's the
right.
that's the like the real thing about these kids, and I'm blessed to have such a good group of kids. They'll look me in my face and like tell me like, Coach, we needed somebody like you. Like we didn't need somebody to come here just look down on us and then act like they was better than us. Like we needed somebody that understood who we were. Like one of the most touching things that I came across last year, Christmas time, man, like 16 or 17 of my guys called me on Christmas. They were like, "Merry Christmas, coach. We love you. Like, thank you for everything that you do." This before the season even started. Like this straight out of off-season workouts, and I'm riding these kids. I'm challenging them every day. I'm feeling like, man, should I bag off of them? Am I being too hard on them? But then they called me, like, man, we love you, coach. Merry Christmas. Have a great one. I'm like, yeah, like, this it's finna be something special. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna take a little time.
Sure. Now, since you took over at what's considered a young age, did you feel a lot of pressure?
The main thing was when I first got the job, and Coach Biden did a good job of talking to me about this, of assuring me that I was gonna have time. Like the program was kind of down when I first got it, and he just pretty much let me know, like, we're gonna be patient with you. Like you're the best person for the job. You know the area, you know the kids, like. So yeah, it's always a thought in the back of my mind. Like I had so much success playing, me being from here, that the community's gonna expect for us to be good like that. That I gotta, like, what I'm saying, stay grounded, because at the end of the day, like, I'm coaching these kids. I'm trying to get to build them up. I'm not actually out there on the field. But when you get a name that's, has success in sports, and you're like, oh, kind of like Deion Sanders, like, oh, he the coach at Jackson State now. They gonna expect for Jackson State to go win the SWAC next year. That's really not gonna happen until he get his guys in there. He get his program going the way he wanted to go. It's gonna take time, but once you get it there, you know what I'm saying, like, you're gonna be able to say, like, this is what we've done here since I've been here, and like, this is my program, and that's what we want.
Sure, for sure. Now,
what made you want to just want to be a coach?
It's just a game, man.
Yeah,
Like,
can't stay away from it.
it's just a game. Once like, you were good in basketball, like, it ain't nothing like it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, some people fall in love with music, like they be in sports and fall in love with music, and like, I can see that because we use music in sports so much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like, I can't sing, I can't rap, I know my lane. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, this is what I'm good at, so I'm gonna stick to what I know. I'm not finna go out here and try and, you know what I'm saying, like, flip the switch on something. Like, I'm gonna stick to what I know, and I'm gonna be the best at what I do. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel.
I remember playing baseball at a younger age, and I was just terrible at it. Like, and I found it was so hard for me to hit the ball. Is that something that came natural to you, just making contact? Because I couldn't make contact. I don't know. I guess I had bad eye coordination or something.
Man, I can remember, and I actually got a video. My dad put it on one of the old school camcorders. It was 1997. He used to ball up foil in a little paper and like in little balls like this. And I had a little souvenir bat from Atlanta Braves game. And he used to be in the living room, and he used to flip it to me and make me hit it. That's really where I got my hand-eye coordination from. So, I mean, if I could hit that little bitty foil ball, you know what I'm saying, with that little bitty bat, like, he knew that I could hit a baseball. So it is hard, The hardest thing in sports to do is to hit a 95, 96 mile an hour fastball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't just get anybody off the street to do that.
That's
So
for sure, yeah.
it's hard, and that's another thing. Like, we could go play pickup ball right now, and you know what I'm saying, you could hit all type of shots. I can hit all type of shots, but it ain't too many people you can just grab off the street and be like, hey, let's go play home run derby on a high school size field, and y'all sit there and hit home runs all day. So it is hard, man. It is hard.
Yeah, I think that's why baseball is very underappreciated right now. Do you think the MLB is gonna implode or end one day?
Do I think it's gonna end?
Yeah.
Nah, it'll never end, man. Like, MLB will be around forever because we got so many different countries that's trying to get into it. Dominican Republic, Mexico, Venezuela. Like, it's baseball worldwide. Like it's one of the biggest sports in the world. I think it's the second biggest sport in the world behind soccer. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
baseball here to stay, man. It's
for
always
sure.
been big.
Yeah. But one thing else about it is you like the only person I know like other than myself that's a Ohio State fan, bro. So we gotta talk about it. So what you think about the team, bro? I'm still a suspect on the D. The O gonna be unstoppable. I ain't worried about that. Defense still kind of like I'm still kind of worried about them. What you think about them, bro?
Man, I'm the same way. We gonna have it's gonna be Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence for the Heisman.
Yeah,
I mean that's just cut and dry. They're the two best college quarterbacks in the game.
my fault.
Chris Olave, I mean, I think he's the best wide receiver in the Big Ten. I think he's top 5 wide receiver in the country. I mean, Master T, like he do his thing, big power, bad. Like the offense, we ain't even got to speak on it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But anytime you lose so much talent defensively year in and year out, like we done had 4 first-round picks on that side of the ball.
you feel it.
3, then back to 5, then last year, you know what I'm saying, with Chase Young, and it's gonna be tough, man. I'm like you, like it's some young guys on that side of the ball, and
Yeah,
I just hope I hope the offense carried them until they hit their stride. Like the offense don't have to put up 35, 40 points a game until that defense come along. Because that secondary very suspect.
very.
It's very suspect. But, I mean, in the Big Ten, you ain't got too many offenses that's going to air it out like
You
that.
can get away with it.
Yeah, but when you run up against Clemson, and Alabama, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be time to put somebody on that island and see what they can do. And right now, I don't just see nobody out there can go lock somebody down like that. So I'm kind of nervous, same way you is. Like,
Me too.
We're gonna be straight.
You're gonna ride it. I see like a lot of LSU last year, bro, which is the QB play and the receivers we got. I feel like that could be unstoppable, but at the same time, we still got to at least get some type of stops.
Yeah, but you see, LSU had 2 elite DBs last year. You know what I'm saying? So that slowed Clemson down just enough. They didn't stop Clemson; they slowed them down just enough. But we were supposed to win that Clemson game anyway.
Yeah. I would get mad if I get to hear.
I get mad thinking about it myself, bro.
Man. But yeah, so what's like your coaching philosophy and how you plan on like just implementing that on the team?
Man, the best thing that you can do as a coach is be who you are every single day you show up. Don't try and be hard one day, soft the next. You know what I'm saying? Like, just show up and be consistent because kids need consistency. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't change. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to be hard on kids on Monday, make sure you got the same energy on Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Because if you inconsistent, then their behavior is going to be inconsistent. So I just come in and I'm just raw and honest. Like, I don't try and bully nobody. I don't try and poke my chest out. I'm the coach. Like, look, this is who I am. This is what we gonna do. And if you don't like it, then you can hit the door. That ain't no macho stuff. It's gonna be one way. It's gonna be my way. I feel like my way the best way. And we gonna rock out like that. And they all picked up on it and they done took off with it. So I mean them kids listen well, so I really don't have no problem. Kids don't bless to say that.
All right, so no, you got it, man.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I was gonna do the draft. You gonna do that?
I got one more question. Like, is that you talk about your dad a lot? He had like a real big influence on you, and like why you want to coach?
Yeah, my dad was my coach from the time I was 4 years old, all the way up till I was 18 years old. Like, my dad coached summer league every year. From the time I was 8 years old to the time I was 18 years old, my dad's team that I was on won the city league championship in whatever league we was in. Like, it was like a clean sweep. We never lost a year. And like, if you know my dad, like, my dad's so competitive. Like, he a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. He always talked about 6 rings. Like, nobody had 6 rings, like all of that. My dad an LSU fan. So, like, when Jamarcus Russell was at LSU, they beat Ohio State. Like, he was rubbing it in my face. I wasn't nothing but a kid then. but he
Yeah.
coming in like a grown man. So like my dad taught me about life. My dad drove me to want to be in my son's life the way I am and my daughter's life. You know what I'm saying? And my dad put so much time and dedication into stuff. And I'm gonna give a shout out to him right now. The new 8-plex softball complex that they're
Yeah.
building out of the sportsplex, they're gonna name it after him. So they're gonna
Big.
have the ribbon cutting next Wednesday morning at 9:30 out at the sportsplex on Bearpin Creek Road. So they're gonna do that. So like my dad, everything for me. He's everything for me. He's everything for my family. And without him, for sure, like I wouldn't have played baseball. Like he's the main reason why, I did it. Main reason. The only reason, honestly.
Yeah.
That's
That,
real, bro. Hey,
so
congratulations to your dad.
real.
Appreciate it. And
That
thank
big time. So we're gonna get to the draft.
you.
Top 3 shortstops. You got the first pick. Ryan go second. I go last, and just go back in that order. So go ahead, start us off.
All right, so we're going current or all time?
All time. Anybody you want?
If we're going all time, then I got to get Alex Rodriguez when he was playing shortstop with Texas and Seattle.
See, we talked about that. We sure said we ain't gonna be able to do that, but we're gonna let you ride with it though.
Oh, man, I can't do it.
No, you got
it.
it.
You got it.
Okay, all right, bet.
Go ahead, bro.
I got my boy Henry Rollins from the Phillies. That was my dude.
Jimmy. Y'all left Jeter on the board for me.
You got it.
I'm definitely going Jeter. That's my favorite player ever. One of my favorite athletes.
I gotta go. No more Garcia Parr.
I like it.
All right, then I'm gonna go Troy Tulowitzki.
Too low.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go right field for a call.
Oh yeah. Right. I gotta go Jose Reyes.
Dang.
What about Jose?
Yeah. I'm gonna cheat on this one. I'm gonna go Ernie Banks, Chicago. There we go.
Oh, you went old school.
Real old school. I'm gonna go with Miguel Tejada. I love Miguel Tejada.
Miguel Tejada was one of my favorite players. Shout out home team, my boy Tim Anderson holding it down, Chicago White Sox.
Yeah.
College teammate. So I'm gonna go Tim Anderson.
So where y'all played that together?
East Central. We won the state championship at East Central 2013 together.
Oh yeah, man. How did it feel getting drafted?
Man, I can't remember like the exact feeling like when I first found out because I was driving and like when the whole situation that day was crazy. I thought I was gonna get drafted like 5 rounds earlier.
Yeah.
I had got frustrated. I got upset. I left the house, and I didn't think it was gonna happen. That day after the stuff that I heard from my agent or whatever, and I was over by Waffle House, and my dad called me, and I just declined the call. I was like, man, I'm not trying to hear that right now. And he called back. Usually my dad don't call twice, And I answered the phone, and he was like, have you heard the news? I was like, nah, what's up? And he was like, you a Dodger, son. And I can remember, like, driving, but I really wasn't driving. Like, I was just kind of in the car, and I heard my mama in the background, like, screaming. Like, somebody was, like, hitting her or something.
Right.
And I was just like, all right, I'm finna come home. So I had an Impala at the time. I turned my car around on the median by Waffle House, like going towards the middle school now. I turned it around, like I scraped the front bumper on it, and I flew home or whatever. And by the time I made it home, like everybody was outside. Like it was just like a whole celebration, and like I came through the door. My brother, Cagney, me and him, we really close. Like we like the same person, just 10 years apart.
Yeah.
He called me. He on the phone crying. We don't even do that emotional stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like he crying, my mom crying, and just like it was almost like my whole life was just right there, like in that moment. And I knew that it was bigger than me, you know what I'm saying? And then like my son shows up, you know what I'm saying? Like he really, really young at the time, but he got the biggest smile on his face. I can remember coming through the door. It was almost like he knew what happened. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like I held him and we just sat there for like an hour, just like everybody just in the room was like crying and talking and reminiscing on how I always said it like I want to be a professional baseball player one day. And
Yeah.
like for everyone around me to know like that's what I wanted to do to help me get there and for it to actually come true, you know what I'm saying? Like it meant the world for me.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing else I'm gonna ask was like, how tough is it like just playing in the farm system? It's like you hear a lot of people talk about like it's tough to move up, and
Yeah,
yeah. How tough like really is it?
it's the toughest thing I ever did in my life. I
Yeah.
mean, I talk about how much I love baseball. It was some days in the farm leagues that I didn't know baseball was for me. Like it's really gonna test your character. It's gonna test you out as a man. And like the rookie season's always the hardest season. You're gonna
Hmm.
get there. You're gonna be really really hyped. Your first 2 or 3 weeks, you're gonna be like real max effort, and then
Yeah.
you're gonna crash. You're just
Mm.
gonna crash out because you ain't got no energy because you're trying to show everybody you belong there.
Right.
But the sooner you figure out that you're there for a reason, you know what I'm saying, like the better off you're gonna be. So like I had like a great first month. I hit like 368 that first month. I had
Mm.
like 12 stolen bases, you know what I'm saying? But then that second month, I hit like 188. I didn't steal no bags. Like I was like thinking to myself, like, man, these folks finna cut me. Like I'm finna get sent home.
Yeah.
And I had an old cat come up to me. Y'all probably remember Carl Crawford. He played with the Red Sox.
Mm.
Yeah.
Played.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was rehabbing down with us at the time, and he took me out. 4th of July night, I'll never forget it. He took me out. I'm 19 years old. We go
Mm.
somewhere where I shouldn't have been. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And like he in his little element or whatever. And he was like, "Listen, young blood, like you got to stop pressing. Like you got talent. Like you got to know that you here for a reason. You got to go out here and do your thing and just relax." And like that whole conversation that night, we didn't get back till like 5 the next morning. We had a game, a 1 o'clock game that Sunday. We in Arizona. It's like 113 degrees out there. You know what I'm saying? So like everything coming out of us, but like I had my best game as a rookie that game, and he
Yeah.
was on the end of the bench just looking down at the bench smiling, and like really meeting him and developing that relationship with him really helped me out. But if you don't have that big brother effect, like somebody don't have that big brother effect on you when you get there, it's
No.
hard because being a pro is different. Like you got so much attention on you. There's so many people trying to pull you in the wrong direction. It was my first time really having my own money. You know what I'm saying? So you got to learn how to be a man. And my mom and dad was back in Mississippi. I'm all the way on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? I was alone. Um, it was like I was one of 5 black baseball players in our farm system. The other 4 guys well, it was 2 guys that was with me for a little bit, but like most of the guys were like older than me and stuff. And CC, he was in the major leagues at the time, so when he got done with his rehab process, he went back up. So you didn't, and then most of the guys that I played with didn't speak English, so it was just kind of like you got to figure this out, bro. Like you can't go
Yeah.
home, you can't fold. Like you worked your whole life for this, so the biggest adjustment was just understand like I'm here for a reason. Take my time, get adjusted, and just trying to do the best that I can. Um, Being healthy too, that's what really kind of ended my career. I had 3 concussions within like 60 some odd days. So the best player is a player that's always healthy enough to be on the field. Because if you can't go, they're gonna find somebody else to go. And if they go out there and have that game of a lifetime, they could be looking around like, well, maybe we need to play him and let this other guy that's hurt stay on the shelf. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's a love for the game that you gotta have. It's a job. You don't have time for nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Like unless you're gonna be risking it the way me and CC did that one night. But I couldn't do that every night though. I couldn't do
Yeah.
that every night.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Appreciate you for doing this, man.
Yeah, for real.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hey,
Appreciate
man,
y'all having me.
yeah, man. I already know, bro. You a leader of men, bro. So I already know that live program just need a little time, like you said, bro. And I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. And good luck.
Good luck, bro.
I'll definitely send y'all a schedule, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, do that.
For sure, bro.
All right.
All right, bro.
All right.